Greetings Earthlings and welcome to GPS 101. This is about the 36 millionth time I've tried to make this video. I started with a cow hat on my head. It's now on my desk. You know you like the cow hat, but I just couldn't take it any longer. This is our first homework video, so we'll see how it goes. So we are inside right now, just in case you missed your science classroom. Here it is. And as we learned in class today, the GPS will not work without a clear view of the sky, so it will not pick up satellite signals, but the purpose of this video is just an introductory what everything does and how to move from one screen to the next. On the right hand side, you see you have the power button to turn it on and off, and the page button, and I put in parentheses back. Anytime you want to go back to a prior screen, this is the button you are going to hit. And then on the left side, you have your scroll buttons for up and down, and then the enter button. We're going to go ahead and turn this GPS on. And we'll try not to get too much of a glare. There's the opening screen. And if you can see here, it says waiting, tracking satellites. Since we are inside and not outside, it will continue to do that because we're not picking up a satellite signal. So we're going to go ahead and move away from this screen. And in order to do that, we're going to hit the page button, which will take us to an enlarged map, which can collect data so we can find our way from place to place. If you hit page again, it brings us to our compass. Next page will bring us to our trip information. You have your trip odometer, your speed, your average moving speed, and then some trip times, and you can change all of this information, which will be on another video. Page one more time will bring you to our main menu. You have options for marking, waypoints, routes, tracks, and setup. And then if you hit the page button one more time, you are back to our original screen. Let's go ahead and take a look at the compass on our GPS. And we're going to get there by hitting the page button until we get there. And if you notice on this compass, northeast, south, and west is not labeled, nor is anything else. There are just hash marks. So I've broken this down a little bit more simply for you on my piece of paper over here. We all know which direction is north, east, south, and west, which I denoted by N, E, S, and W. And who can tell me how many degrees are in a circle? If you answered 360, you are correct. So a quarter, or 1/4 of the circle, would be our 90-degree angle here. And that's the bell for lunch, in case you were wondering. In order to figure out what each of the hash marks mean, we need to take the number 6, or 6 gaps. We're going to divide that by 90 degrees to get each hash mark equals 15 degrees of our total 360-degree compass. Next, let's learn how to reset our trip info. This is going to be important if you're going to be accurate in the distance that you're traveling, the direction, the speed, etc. In order to do this, we're going to hit the page button again till we get to our trip info information. And in order to reset this, if you notice it's not at 0 currently, we want it to be at 0, you're going to hit the enter button, third button down. And you come up with a bunch of options. You want to scroll down to the reset trip. So we're going to scroll down to the reset trip and then hit enter again. If you notice, all of the entries except for the max speed went back to 0. The max speed you'll have to reset again by scrolling down to max speed reset, but that in general is how you're going to get all of your trip information back to 0. Moving on to our last topic for today's video is going to be how to mark a waypoint, which would be your location in latitude and longitude, which we discussed today in class. In order to mark that location wherever you are, whether it be in the wilderness or just out in the play yard at school, you're going to go to your main menu screen. And on this main menu screen, you have the word mark. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's the first one up at the top. And you're going to hit the enter button. And here you have a nice, handsome gentleman holding a flag post. And down at the bottom, you have both elevation and then a location in degrees north and degrees west, which corresponds to your latitude and longitude, which you can then find on a map to locate where you are. With that, we're going to wrap it up for the day. And just remember, you didn't read your instruction manual for your cell phone. The easiest way to figure out how to use a piece of technology is to use it. Figure out what it does. Don't be afraid to make mistakes.